All right, good morning, guys. Welcome back to another fun-filled morning of Mr. Warren's video lessons. So, you guys should have just finished with your activator. In your own words, explain what sanctions are and why countries utilize them or use them. So, remember back to our notes from the other day. Sanctions are essentially penalties incurred to other countries for breaking some kind of rule or some kind of law. So the example that we gave were the sanctions we placed on North Korea. So, if they break a certain amount of rules, a certain amount of laws, it's like, okay, your consequence, your penalty for breaking these rules or these laws are these sanctions. And sanctions will include things like, okay, we will no longer sell you coal, or we will no longer make it easy to trade. And so your country as a whole is hurt by that. So the idea is, if you suffer enough, then eventually you will stop breaking the rules and play ball with us. So that's the idea behind that. So make sure you have 4 sentences, make sure you get it turned into the white binder, and then we're going to get into today's lesson. It's not too long of one, actually, today. Just a few things to cover. It's kind of wrapping up the notes on this whole idea of a global economy and looking at things from a much more macro perspective. So, I'm going to start off with something known as globalization. Globalization. And this is the process by which businesses operate on an international scale. So, globalization, the process by which businesses operate on an international scale. So, what this means is globalization is essentially taking the idea of an economy in a country and expanding it to the entire world. So, instead of a business, dealing with the guy next door, or a business trading with people inside one country, it's the idea of businesses going global. They are, a business in the United States is doing business with a company in China, or a company in Brazil, or vice versa. They're trading. They are getting products from one another. They're going back to our notes from a few days ago. They are becoming interdependent. They are starting to rely on each other for these certain goods and services. So the idea behind it all is, once again, everybody benefits from this. Everybody makes money. Everybody becomes successful. Okay, somebody in this country can sell me this product cheaper than I can get it here. And so if it's cheaper, I can make more money and not waste as much. But then obviously, kind of like we talked about yesterday, where we talked about the benefits of tariffs, or the other day when we talked about the benefits of tariffs, that does have its consequences. So I start buying stuff from a foreign country, that means I'm not buying it from this one. So therefore, it hurts the local economy, but helps my business, so on and so forth. Next one we're going to cover, it's kind of an odd one, called brain drain. Yes, this is a technical econ term. Brain drain. This is when highly trained or intelligent people leave, people leave a particular country. When highly trained or intelligent people leave a particular country. So, brain drain essentially occurs if, on a small scale example, if, I'm a really intelligent person, I'm really smart, but instead of going to college in Indiana or getting a job in Indiana, I go get a job in Illinois, I go get a job and go to college in Arizona. So Indiana is essentially losing a skilled and or intelligent person, and another state is getting him instead. So if you think about this on a global scale, if you have a bunch of, say, scientists or mathematicians here in the United States get amazing job offers in, say, Switzerland, and they move to Switzerland, well, congratulations, now Switzerland has their intelligence, now they have their skills and whatnot, and it's benefiting Switzerland as opposed to benefiting their hometown. And so this is, I guess you can also say this is partially why this could be contributing factor to the whole idea that outstate education is much more expensive than in-state education. I'm not saying it's the whole reason, the entire reason, but I'm saying I believe that plays a part in it. So the idea is, if you were trained here, if you were born here, we want to keep you here. We want to benefit from your skills and your intelligence, and we don't want other people to benefit from it. So last vocab term called exchange rate. This is the value of one currency when converted to another. So the value of one currency when converted to another. So, real simple. Our money here in the United States is different, obviously, than the money in, say, Mexico or France or the UK or China. So, this is talking about how much is my $50 American money, how much is that worth in a different country. Some places are higher, some places are lower. Perfect example, when I went to Australia, I took my money over there, and it's one of the few places where our money is actually worth a little bit more than theirs is. So if I got went to a restaurant and I got a bill for, say, $30, it would say $30, but then when it would come out on my coming out of my checking account, it'd be like $25 and change, because our money was worth more, or the value of the money I had was worth more than what they had. So this is something that's really easy to look up, especially now with Google. You just type in conversion chart or exchange rate, and then you pick your country: U.S. to UK, U.S. to Australia, U.S. to wherever, and you can see how much money or how much our dollars are worth compared to others. So it's something to keep in mind, especially if I'm trading with other countries and trading on a global scale. That's just another factor I have to take into consideration. Okay, I'm going to pay them in my money, but is it really worth as much to them? Or is it worth more than that? Or is it worth more than theirs? So I'll set this aside for just a second. Make sure you get all the notes copied down. All right, it's not so much an exit slip, it's more of a quick partner thing at the end of class. All right, so get with one partner, just one. Don't get too excited. One partner, and you guys both have your own paper, but more so to bounce ideas off each other. You guys are going to come up with 3 strategies that you think that could help the U.S. in the future when it comes to keeping jobs and businesses inside the United States. So we've already said that brain drain is essentially bad for us, but we want to keep people's training and their skills here. We want to keep jobs here. We want to keep employment here. So pretending you had complete power, you can do whatever you want. You can make any law you want. You can pass any rule that you want. How could you convince businesses to stay here in the U.S. and to work here and to thrive here as opposed to going somewhere else? So, looking for about let's say 3 strategies. A couple sentences per, just so we have an explanation for each strategy. Excuse me. So, as always, you guys have any questions? Shoot me an email. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, that's all I got for you for today's lesson. I'll see you next time.